Today we are loading up some 40 Smith & Wesson with the White River primers here that are made in the USA, and that's coming up next here on Jesse B Outdoors Reloading. Welcome back everybody, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a comment down below if you like videos like this. First off, I'd like to thank Republic Ammunition for getting these new primers in for us to try out. This is something new they're trying to carry to see if they work, and they are made in the USA, and that's what really has me interested, is that they're made in the USA. If these end up working and a lot of people buy them, what I'm hoping is the price of all the other primers will start dropping, because we know primer prices are crazy. So what we're going to do is we're going to prime some of these on my hand primer, and then we're going to load some of them up. So let's go ahead and get started. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to load these up at my Frankfurt Arsenal hand primer. We'll pop that open here, and we'll slide this over. And we are doing 50 rounds today. And then that's what they look like right there. You can see one is missing. I already made one round up because I had to get my dies set back up, because last time I reloaded I did 10 millimeters, so I had to readjust my dies. But we'll do the 49 on here. Flip those over. Close that up. Put that back to the side. Shake these to get what ones are flipped over the wrong way flipped over. We got one left there. We're going to get our cover back on here. As I always say with this one, if you got a Frankfurt Arsenal, make sure you got that on, because I've had primers flip with that not being on tight. And always make sure your gate down here is closed. So we'll grab the actual hand primer here. Get this all set up and roll, and we're going to do our normal. I'm going to load up 5 of these and see if we have any issues. Now when I did 38 specials I had some issues, but I think it's because my hands are getting bad is the reason for that. But we'll check this one here. That one looks good. Feels like it's primed pretty good. So we'll do a few more here just to see if I have any issues. Those look good. Basically with a hand primer you get a way better feel, I think you do, than when doing them on a press. But my problem is I got a muscle disease and my hands are starting to get weak. So I'm thinking I'm going to start looking into a priming system that's a bench mount like the RCBS. Like that one right there. That was a little bit tight for me, but for other people it might not be. Feels like it's still pretty flush though. So I'm going to go ahead and load the rest of these up and just fast forward through it. If I have any issues, I'll let you guys know. Got one right there, but I'm pretty sure that was my hands, not this. Try to get it in there better. That is a Herder's piece. I'm going to set that one off to the side, and we're going to do that one on the press like I did with the 38 special. I'm pretty sure that was my hand though, because I am having issues today. You already saw the camera fall over, and that's because my hands are bad and I'm just moving around trying to get these done. Nothing on the primers. Alright, we're coming down to the last few here. And I do got a couple set off to the side. Like I said, I think it's more my hands than it is these primers, because I'm getting these other ones in with a little issue, but not as bad as the other ones. I'm going to say that's more me. Sometimes it just seems like my hand primer here gets them not in all the way, and then it locks it up and figures this is the last one, so I'll be right back. I don't know, I think me and hand primers has got to go away. I think I need to look into getting a different bench mounted one. So now we got those all loaded up here. We'll take a look at the two that I didn't get in. You can tell on that one right there, it's definitely out. That one's a little bit out. Real quick, I'm just going to go off camera here and talk to you guys while I set them in with the Lee Classic turret press. And you can see it is crushed a little bit right there on that one. Not sure if that was me or the primer, but this is the one that's proud. I'm going to come over here and do the same thing. This one, I might have some issues. I might have to pop this one back out with my Lee app press because this one is sticking out too far and I can't get it into the shell holder. I'll be right back. Alright, I got that one back in the hand primer there. And you can see it just slightly crushed it a little bit there. Like I said, this one is a Winchester, which Winchester I've had an issue before with other ones. But I'm going to blame this more on my hands than anything else. So now let's go back up on top and get loading these. Alright, for the components today, what we are using is, this is low data that's published, so I'm going to tell you guys this. But definitely go by the warning at the beginning of the video. Do this at your own risk. Do your own ladder tests to see what works in your gun. We're using HP38 here. We are using 5 grains of that. And what we are using for bullets is my cast Lee. These are the 401 175 truncated cones. I'd like to thank Missouri Bullet Company for the lead that made these. All my 10mm and 40 cast bullets I got right now, I did with their lead. There will be a discount code down below for you guys to check those out. So let's go ahead and get started here. We got 49 of these to make up. I made one up beforehand to get my dies ready for it. So what we did right there is we sized it. And now what I'm going to do, just to make sure my powder charge is right, I'm going to zero my case out. This is going to expand it and drop the powder charge. I always tell you guys on the first one, just so you know. And that is dead on for what I want, which is good. That primer seemed like it was a little bit off, so I'm going to set it in there. Then what we're going to do is put the bullet up on here. We're going to fling that up and seat it, and then crimp it. And there is our first bullet there. What I'm going to do is I got some lighting behind me. I'm going to turn it on so I can see it a little bit better, so I'll be right back. Now we're back with some better lighting, and what I have here, this is my Glock 22 Gen 4 Police Trade-In barrel, and we're going to use this to do a plunk test. You heard that plunk? Spins in there nice, drops right back out, so this round is perfect. I'll tell you what, guys, if you ever want a 40 on the cheap, get one of those police trade-ins. These things are awesome. So what we're going to do is continue on now. And as normal, we will finish up 25 rounds at this camera angle, and we will change it out because I got people who like seeing stuff reloaded at different angles. So I try to do what people want to see. So that's what we're doing here. I got these lights back behind me. I know I might look a little bit phased out here up in this corner right here from those lights, but what those do is they come up from behind me and they actually help me see my powder charge better, so I don't always have to use that little flashlight and magnet you guys have seen me use. Actually, those lights are over my other table that you guys see if you follow my reviews on my other channel, and we are going to start reviewing some stuff on this channel reloading related. So I just turned them over here now, and I figured out it lights it up a lot better for me to see everything while I'm reloading over here, which it's always a good thing to see better when you're reloading. So let's talk about a couple things here. If you follow the channel, we reload and yap. And since we are doing 40 Smith & Wesson, one thing is I just got my first 40 Smith & Wesson this year, and this is 2023. Yes, I know, I'm way behind the times. A lot of people have already given up on 40 Smith & Wesson, and I'm just getting my first one. Now, I'm going to tell you guys the reasons for that. I used to be one of those people that I own 9mm. I've had Glocks, I got Berettas. I'm not any brand loyalty. I do shoot like Glock 19 size guns better. But my very first gun that I ever bought was my Beretta 92 FS. I still got it. If you follow my main channel, you've seen plenty of videos with that gun. And then I also have my Ruger SR 1911 45. I know I shoot Glocks good, but I do have a 1911. And as of right now, I still have my Smith & Wesson 45 ACP, but it might get put up on the chopping block just because I want something with more capacity. But I always thought, if a 9 couldn't do it, I'd grab my 45. Why do I need a 40? Well then, my pastor loaned me a gun to do a video on, and that was a Beretta 96 Elite. And I was like, man, I don't have no ammo to reload for it. So what he did was he gave me some of the brass that he shot. And my brother also has a 40 cal, so when he's here visiting from Illinois, he gave me some of his 40 brass. So I had 40 brass, and I had 40 dies and 40 bullet molds because I got a 10 millimeter. So, because they gave me the brass and everything, I reloaded my first 40 Smith & Wessons up to do the review video of the Beretta 96 Elite. Well, when I shot that Beretta, I kind of fell in love a little bit with 40 Smith & Wesson. I was like, that's not bad. I've already got the dies. I've already got a bullet mold. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to find a 40 Smith & Wesson on the cheap. Well, then a bunch of us gun tubers on here that are in Northwest Ohio, Gene reloading from the Hot Pot, Chris from the 740, and then Matt from RTT Guns and Gears is originally from Northwest Ohio, and he was here visiting his family, and Christine, we all went down to AIM Surplus. Well, we planned this trip out like a month in advance. So I started saving up my money, sold a couple of things, because I knew when I went down there, I wanted to get a 40 caliber. Well, down there they carry police trade-ins, and to me, you cannot get a 40 Smith & Wesson any cheaper than a police trade-in. So I saved up the money and I bought my Glock 22 down there, police trade-in, and it's a very, very nice gun. Mine was very clean, not a lot of wear on it, and it did not shoot as good as that Beretta 96 Elite. Of course it's not, because Langdon Tactical had their hands in on that 96 Elite, so of course that's going to shoot better. But I'll tell you what, that Gen 4 22, like I said, I shoot Glocks and Glock clones, so I'm used to them, and I shoot that Glock 22 just fine. I have no issue shooting it. Really enjoy it. So that's why we're testing these primers out in that, because it gives me another excuse to get that Glock 22 back out here to shoot. Now I've got a bunch of projects going on, and first off is getting a new reloading press. You guys know by now, this is the beginning of December 2023. Hopefully by the end of the month or beginning of next year, I'll have a Dillon 550C. So I'm saving up for that. I wouldn't mind. There is a pawn shop in the city north of me, and they have a striker fired FN that's about the size of a Glock 23 or Glock 19, which is my favorite size. And it's a 40 cal. And I keep eyeballing that thing just because it's ambi, and I really like that being left-handed. And it almost wants me to put my other plans I had for guns for next year on hold for a minute, and maybe going to get that when I get the money. I'll tell you right now, it'll be a while, so I don't know if it'll be sitting there, but it seems like most 40 Smith & Wessons anymore, they sit on the shelf and nobody buys them. So I'm probably going to try to, if I get the money, talk them down on it, see if I can get them, because it has been sitting there for a long time. And I'm just going to try to talk them down on it and see. So I might be getting another 40 cal here in the future. But truthfully, unless I don't end up with that, the only other 40 cal I would really want is I would like to get a Beretta Elite or a Beretta Elite 2. Because that one my pastor had, he let me borrow for the video. That was a pretty sweet shooter. And I think that would go good with my Beretta 92 FS. So it'd be a nice little Beretta collection I would have right there for a 9mm and a 40. But that would pretty much be the last 40 I would get. I don't really have no other interest in it. But this is going to be the last of the 25 rounds on this camera angle. So what we're going to do is finish this bullet up here. And we are going to change our camera angle to the new favorite that a lot of people like. So I'm going to switch my camera and move it that way. Be right back. Alright, now we are set up the way a lot of people like. They like seeing this because they can see it go up into the die. First thing we're going to do is we're going to size it. I'm going to go through the steps again. Then this time what I'm going to do is zero my scale out and do my last powder check. Put that in there and check my powder. Make sure it's still where I want it. And it is dead on. So we are going to go back down. Now that was the flare filtered bullet and the powder drop. Now we're going to seat, come down and crimp. Just in case there's new people on here that don't know, that's why I like doing this and showing people. So now we'll load up these last 25 here. Let's go on to a couple other guns that I wouldn't mind having, since I just like yapping while I'm reloading. I really want a 44 Magnum. The issue I have with 45 or 44 Magnum though is I love Ruger revolvers. I have a Ruger Blackhawk Bisley and 45 Colt. And then I have a Ruger GP100 and 357 Magnum. Love both of those revolvers. But man, has the price came up on Ruger revolvers. What I would really want in 44 Mag is a Ruger Red Hawk. To me, that would be sweet. Issue with a Ruger Red Hawk is, in my area, the price of them is crazy. They have a new 5.5 inch one at a store north of where I live. And they want $1,200 for that thing brand new. Now, that's a lot of money. I bought my Ruger Blackhawk Bisley used for 900 bones. Because YouTube don't like us talking about price. We're talking about bones here at YouTube. And that is my most expensive gun, and it took me forever to save up for that one. And I really want a Ruger Red Hawk. I just think that would be cool. That would be cool to go with my Blackhawk Bisley and my GP100. I think that would be a sweet setup. So I don't know if I really want to save for that or not, because it would take forever to get it. And there's a couple other guns I want, but man, that is like my dream right there, is that Ruger Red Hawk. Now, the other gun I would really want, and it wouldn't take as long to get, it just depends if I save up for the Ruger Red Hawk or not, is I really want to get a 12 gauge over under. I've, once a year my church has a clay bird shoot, and I really enjoy that. And there is a couple of clubs by me that do it. They actually do it all year long. Even in the winter, there's people out there doing it. And I think that would be a lot of fun. It's something I'm really into. I'm not that good at it, but I really enjoy it. And that's what matters with it. And I was looking at the TriStar, what are they? Outlanders or Hunters, or I can't remember, but Walmart has them. And they're a TriStar over under, and they're like, I want to say 445 bones, which that is a lot easier to save up for than the 1200. So I just don't know. I would think reloading for 44 Magnum would be a lot of fun. Give me another option, but if I did that, then once again I would have to, I need a bullet, not a case here. But what I would have to do is then I would have to get 44 meg dies. And then if I have my Dillon, the changeover kit, $75 right there for a changeover kit. then I would probably have to buy a bullet mold. So that's a lot of money. Just, you know, you figure $1,200 for a gun, and then everything to get it to reload it. That's a lot of money. What I want you guys to leave a comment down below about is, do any of you guys have a Taurus 44 Magnum? Now, I would probably be looking for a 4-inch on up, because I really don't. 44 Magnum snub nose to me would be a waste. It'd be like my GP100. I got that in a 6-inch because I want the full effect of a 357 Magnum. And if I got a 44 Magnum, I'd be the same way. I want one of the biggest barrels possible. The shortest would be a 4-inch. But if you guys got any Taurus 44 Magnums, leave a comment down below and let me know how you like them. I might go that route just because the Taurus ones are cheaper. The only Taurus revolver I have is my 605, and I've never had an issue with it. It's just a snub nose. Shooting 357s off it hurts my hand. So that's another reason why I don't want a short barrel 44 mag, because I know if a 357 hurts my hand, a 44 mag definitely will. But I enjoy that little gun when I do shoot it. So I was thinking I might go the route of a Taurus. Now my brother-in-law, he bought the Raging, I don't know what they call it, Raging Tracker, or I'm sorry, I don't know the more expensive Taurus handguns that well, but it's a Raging Bull or something like that, and it's the decked out 44 mag that has a rail on it, set up for an optic, this and that. It's basically made to hunt with. I think his has like a 8.5-inch barrel or something like that. But man, those things are even pushing $1,000. I just want, I think they call it like the M44. What I want is a 6-shot. I know some of the trackers come with a 5-shot. I really want a 6-shot. But leave a comment down below on that. And here we are cruising along with our 40 Smith & Wesson here. So now what I want to do is, since we're almost done with this, do you like 40 Smith & Wesson? If you do, what gun do you shoot it out of? Leave a comment down below on that. And if you reload for 40 Smith & Wesson, what's your favorite powder and bullet? Of course, I only could afford Lee dye or mold, so I kind of like the Lee mold, and I use this bullet in 40 Smith & Wesson and my 10 millimeters. And I like using the HP38. I'm sure there's other good powders for 40 Smith & Wesson out there. It's just HP38, I usually got plenty on hand. So that's what I like using. But let me know all that. What's your favorite 40 Smith & Wesson gun? If you reload for it, what's your favorite bullet? And what's your favorite powder you like using on it? We've got 4 more cases here to be done with our 49, because I had to make one up beforehand. Rolling right along here on this Lee Classic Turret Press. This is not as fast as a full progressive, but you can still get rounds done pretty quickly on here. Oop. Looks like I wasn't in the shell holder right. Make sure I didn't ding the case up. Nope, I didn't. Alright. But like I said, you can truck on these pretty quickly and knock these rounds out. Seems like doing 50 rounds ain't bad. I would think after about 100 rounds, my arm would be tired. Which I know it's going to be, because the video I'm doing after this, we're loading these primers up in some 45 ACP with small pistol primer brass that Vihavo Walter sent out to the channel. Thanks, Walter. I appreciate the help there. Love the channel support I get from my buddies here on YouTube. But as for 40 Smith & Wesson, there is our last round here. Let's go back up on top. Now, like I showed before, I don't use that ammo checker anymore for semi-auto. So what I'll do is I'll go through all 50 rounds and plunk test them. Make sure that they feed. That is usually why I don't have a issue when I shoot on my channel. The only time I had to issue is with my Smith & Wesson M&P 45, and that's because I just got to play around with the overall length on that. But I don't know if I'm going to shoot that gun in the next video that we do the 45 ACP. That will be the next reloading video you guys see with it. But as for this one, these rounds should be perfect to work in the Glock. So, as always, don't forget to check the links out down below. Down there I have links to Axle Hearing Protection, Gators Eyewear, and a bunch of other companies I like dealing with. Some got discount codes to save you guys money, like Missouri Bullet Company to get lead or bullets from them. Some of them are affiliate accounts that do help out the channel. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Leave a comment down below. We are One Nation Under God, and I'll see you all on the next one.